when it comes to producing small arms ammunition for the U.S. Army and the U.S. military as a whole, that is done at Lake City Ammunition Plant in Independence, Missouri. And how the U.S. Army does it is they contract out. So right now, the Olon Corporation or Winchester is running that facility. And if you look at Lake City Ammunition Plant, it's comprised of 4 buildings. Building number 1 is mostly administrative. Building number 2 is 5.56 NATO ammo. Building number 3 is 9mm and 50 caliber ammo. And building number 4 is 7.62 NATO. So the 308 essentially. Well, now that the military is going to the next generation of squad weapons and switching from 5.56 to 6.8 in their new rifles, already ammo is coming out in the 6.8, mostly for testing, primarily for testing. However, it was announced last year that they were going to build a brand new facility to only make the 6.8, so a brand new building within the Lake City Ammunition Plant lands. Now, here's the problem, is that particular building won't be finished until 2026, and then won't be commissioned until 2028. So what's the big deal? Well, the big deal is in order to put that facility on the land, now I'll tell you, the land that they have is roughly around 1,600 acres of land, all fenced off with a giant perimeter, plenty of land. But what they did in order to build this new facility is they demolished building number 4, where they make the 7.62 NATO. So what's the problem? Well, the problem is now in building number 2, instead of producing 5.56 ammo, which is again the most popular sporting rifle caliber for citizens out there, is now sharing that facility, the manpower and the production with 6.8, the new caliber. In building number 3, it was 9mm and 50 caliber, but now it's 9mm, 50 caliber, and 7.62. So ultimately, where they really needed 4 buildings for production, they've taken it down to 2 buildings for production while they wait to build the 3rd one, which construction has begun. It just won't be finished until 2026. And when I say construction, really demolition has begun. Now, this could or could not be a problem. It depends on how they play it. Now, the Olon Corporation in Winchester, of course, been making ammunition for a long time. I think the U.S. Army did a good choice by picking them. And they also are in charge of the construction of this new facility as well. So it really depends on how they play it. Right now, as far as civilian ammo goes, there's an abundance. There seems to be an abundance and prices continue to come down. When it comes to military ammo, there was a major shortage, but it was mostly the larger shells, the 155mm shells, which again still takes the same raw material and many of the similar components, but it's the raw material piece that's really kind of causing problems for the small arms. But the good news is Ukraine just recently opened up a 155mm shell production facility there just in the last couple weeks to produce their own, which is why we have a shortage, because we've been sending all of ours over there. So it looks like this probably is not going to affect anything at all, as long as a war doesn't break out or some sort of civilian unrest where people are panic buying ammo again, which I don't see that one. I think a wartime situation is more likely because it's also been suggested that a war with China and the U.S. military would run out of ammunition in 10 days. That's a problem. So, the good news is they're at least looking to the future and building more advanced production facilities. And that's actually one piece of it too that I haven't mentioned yet, is that what they're planning on doing in this new building number 4 is significantly more advanced production equipment, production line capabilities, that sort of thing. So it's supposed to be significantly more advanced, producing a lot more ammo, a lot faster, better quality ammo, that sort of thing. So at least they're looking to the future and they are building. But in the meantime, I don't know a lot about the Lake City Ammo facility. When I tried to go there, they stopped me at the gate and actually held me for about an hour before they let me go. But what I can say is that the perimeter is gigantic, and I'm not really sure why they demolished this building in order to build a new building. If it was me, I would have built a new building, building number 5, and continued production in building number 4. And then, especially with how things are going with ammo right now, I just think it was just hopefully not bad timing, but feels like bad timing to demolish an entire facility. Really the largest producer of 7.62 NATO in the world, that facility, it seemed foolish to demolish that facility until the other facility was built. Again, I've not been to Lake City Ammo building number 4, and I also am not in the conversations that the U.S. Army is having with the Olon Corporation at Winchester. But if it was me, I would have built building number 5 while building number 4 continued production. But, nobody asked me. But there you go. Hopefully no hiccups. Hopefully this all goes smooth. But right now, the largest producer of 7.62 NATO has been demolished. And production of that has been mingled in with the most in-demand bullet probably in the world, the 5.56, as well as, hey, let's throw in some 6.8 in there as well and move the 50 caliber over. I hope it all works out. Let's just put it that way. But there you go. Any thoughts or insight on any of this, definitely put it below. Do you want to take a moment and say if you feel called to support this channel through Patreon? That link is also below. But the most important part of this channel is we take prayer requests. So please don't ever hesitate to send that in. Thank you for watching this episode of God, Family, and Guns. And as always, love God, love your family, and love guns.